You believe you are the one thinking your thoughts, but the truth is much more terrifying. Your thoughts are thinking you. You have spent your whole life polishing a tool that has now become your prison guard. Today, we shatter the greatest illusion of humanity, the idea that you are your mind. Friends, look at the world around you. Everything you see, the towering skyscrapers, the intricate machines, the music that stirs your soul, and the science that heals your body is a product of the human mind. The mind is an incredible instrument, perhaps the most complex and sophisticated mechanism in the known universe. It can calculate the distance to the stars, it can compose symphonies, and it can store 1 billion memories in a few ounces of gray matter. As a servant, the mind is breathtakingly beautiful. It is the architect of civilization. But there is a tragedy unfolding, a tragedy that has gripped almost every human being on this planet. The servant has climbed onto the throne, and the master is fast asleep.
When I say the mind is a dangerous master, I am not talking about a metaphor. I am talking about your daily misery. Look at your life. Are you choosing your thoughts, or are you being dragged behind them like a tin can tied to a dog's tail? You want to sleep, but the mind wants to talk. You want to be happy, but the mind wants to rehearse a grievance from 10 years ago. You want to be silent, but the mind is a marketplace of loud, conflicting voices. Who is in charge here? If you cannot stop your mind for even 60 seconds, then you are not the master. You are a slave to a machine that doesn't know how to turn off. The mind is essentially a biological computer. Its function is to collect data, analyze the past, and project it into the future. It is a survival mechanism. It is great at protecting you from tigers, and it is great at solving mathematical equations, but it is absolutely incapable of experiencing joy. Joy happens in the present, and the mind is never in the present. The mind is always either in the not yet of the future or the no longer of the past. It is a ghost haunting the corridors of your soul.
Why is the mind so dangerous as a master? Because the mind lives on conflict. The mind cannot exist in peace. If you are perfectly peaceful, the mind disappears. The mind is like a wheel that only stays upright as long as it is moving. The moment you stop, the mind dies. Therefore, the mind will never allow you to be silent. It will create problems where there are none. It will create anxieties about things that haven't happened. It will feed you the poison of comparison, telling you that you are less than someone else or more than someone else. It creates the ego, the false center. The ego is the mind's greatest invention. It is a bubble you live in, thinking it is the whole world. Because the mind is a servant that has usurped the throne, it is constantly insecure. It knows, deep down, that it is a pretender. This is why you are always seeking validation, always looking for someone to tell you that you are special. This is the mind trying to protect its stolen kingdom. But listen to me. You are not the mind. You are the one who hears the mind.
Imagine you are sitting in a room, and there is a radio playing. The radio is playing news, music, and advertisements. Are you the radio? Of course not. You are the listener. The mind is that radio. It has been programmed by your parents, your teachers, your religion, and your society. It is a collection of borrowed opinions and dusty memories. But the watcher, the one who is aware of the noise, that is your true reality. That is your Buddha nature. The problem is that we have identified so deeply with the tool that we have forgotten the user. It is as if a master craftsman became so obsessed with his hammer that he started believing he was the hammer. Now, whenever the hammer hits something, he feels the pain. This is your state. When the mind thinks a sad thought, you say, I am sad. When the mind thinks an angry thought, you say, I am angry. This I am is the mistake. The truth is, the mind is thinking a sad thought, and I am watching it. To make the mind a servant again, you don't have to fight it. If you fight the mind, you are just using another part of the mind to fight itself. It's like trying to wash blood away with blood. You cannot quiet the mind through force. That is what the monks in the caves have tried for centuries, and all they got was a repressed mind that exploded at the first opportunity.
The secret is not fight. The secret is watchfulness. Start watching your mind as if you are watching a river flow by, or as if you are watching clouds moving in the sky. You don't try to stop the clouds, you just sit on the grass and look. This looking, without judgment, without saying this is a good thought or this is a bad thought, is the alchemy of meditation. When you watch, a distance is created. In that distance, the mind begins to lose its grip. The master begins to wake up. A servant who is watched closely works efficiently, but a servant who is ignored becomes the master of the house. Your mind has been ignored for decades. You have just been following it blindly. The moment you bring the light of awareness into your inner world, the mind starts to settle down. It realizes its place. It becomes a beautiful servant once again. Imagine a life where you use your mind when you need to plan a journey, to write a book, to solve a problem, and then when the work is done, you can put it aside. You can step into a space of absolute silence. In that silence, you find God. In that silence, you find love. In that silence, you find the truth of who you are.
The mind is a dangerous master because it thrives on fear and division. It tells you that you are separate from existence. It tells you that you are an island. But the heart knows that we are all part of one vast, pulsing ocean of consciousness. To move from the mind to the heart, and from the heart to the being, is the whole journey of human evolution. Don't be a slave to a biological computer. Don't let your memories dictate your future. Wake up. Become the master. Use the mind to navigate the world, but don't let the mind tell you who you are. You are the vast, infinite sky in which the mind is just a tiny passing bird. The throne of your life is currently occupied by a loud, anxious servant. It's time for the master to wake up and take back the crown. If this message resonated with your soul, hit that like button. It helps the algorithm find others who are tired of being slaves to their thoughts. Subscribe to join this journey of awakening and unlearning. And most importantly, comment below with one word that describes your mind right now. Is it a storm, or is it starting to find its silence? Share this with one person who needs to hear that they are more than their anxiety. Be the master. Stay conscious.